This video is on solving two-step equations. These work very similar to the one-step equations. They are just take a little bit more time and are done in two steps. Here I have the equation 2x plus 3 equals 11. If you remember from the last video, I want to get x equals something. That's what my answer is going to be. So I need to get rid of all the other numbers on the same side of the equal sign with the x. I have a times 2 and a plus 3 that I need to get rid of. Now it's important to remember that when I'm adding, subtracting, or multiplying or dividing something to both sides of the equation, I am doing it to the entire side of the equation, not just the piece of the equation that I want to do it to. So it becomes useful to undo numbers in the reverse order of operations. So because normally you would multiply and then add, I'm going to do that in the opposite order, and I'm going to get rid of my addition and then get rid of my multiplication. So the first step I will do is subtract 3 from both sides of my equation. On this side, my plus 3 and my minus 3 cancel each other, and I am still left with a 2x. And that equals 11 minus 3, which is 8. You see now that I have a new equation. I haven't completely solved it yet, but it has got a little simpler. That's going to be a theme for all of our solving equations as we go through the year. Each step, we're just going to make it a little bit simpler. Now I have 2x is equal to 8. What I want to do here is divide both sides by 2. Here, my times 2 and my divide 2 cancel each other out, and I'm simply left with x equals 8 divided by 2 is 4. I'm left with x equals a number, and I'm done. I would like to review here that I did the same thing to both sides twice, created new equations at each step. Here's another two-step equation. Here I have a divided by 5 and a minus 1. I'm going to get rid of the minus 1 before I get rid of the divide by 5. The opposite of minus 1 is plus 1, so I will do that to both sides. Now the minus 1 and the plus 1 cancel. What's left is a divided by 5, and that's going to equal 10 plus 1, which is 11. Now I have a new equation, a little bit simpler than my first equation. I have a divided by 5 is equal to 11. I want to get rid of the divided by 5. The opposite of divide by 5 is times by 5. A divided by 5 times by 5 is simply a, and 11 times 5 is 55. Now these two-step equations can get a little bit trickier. I'm going to show you the two situations where they get trickier. Here I have x minus 2 divided by 3. Normally when I'm doing a two-step equation, I will always want to do my addition or subtraction before I do my multiplication and division, because that's the order of operations backwards. But if I was to look at just this side of the equation, the x minus 2 over 3, really what this means is you take x, subtract 2, and then you divide that whole thing by 3. So if I was doing this in the forward order of operations, I would minus 2 and then divide by 3. So I'm going to undo my divide by 3 first. The opposite of divide by 3 is times 3. I'm going to times 3 to both sides. So my divide by 3 and my times 3 cancel out, and all that's left is x minus 2, and that equals 4 times 3, which is 12. I've gone from one equation to another equation. X minus 2 equals 12. I need to now get rid of my minus 2 by adding 2. And I get x is equal to 12 plus 2, which is 14. Here I now have 4 minus 6x is equal to negative 14. Now, I want to get rid of this 4 first, and then get rid of this 6. But as we look at it, this isn't really subtracting 4. What I'm subtracting is this 6x. So because this 4 is like a positive number, if I want to get rid of it, I'm going to subtract 4 to both sides. 4 minus 4 is 0, and 0 minus 6x becomes negative 6x. I like to think of it as the subtraction sign just being brought down and turning into a negative sign. Negative 14 minus 4 is negative 18. Now I have negative 6x is equal to negative 18. Some people want to think of this as x minus 6x. It's not. It's negative 6 times x. So I'm going to undo it by dividing by negative 6. Negative 6x divided by negative 6x is equal to, and negative 18 divided by negative 6, and negative divided by negative is a positive, and 18 divided by 6 is 3. My final answer is 3.